Hello, my name's Charlie Cantrell, and today I want to talk to you about the leadership quality of character. To tell you a little bit about myself, I've been working professionally for about 18 years, and about 10 of those years have been in leadership and management positions. And what I'll tell you about character is that as a leader, someone who has poor character, has low character, will have a really hard time getting others to follow them. So, as a leader, it's extremely important to have high character. To start us off, I want to tell you a story of something that happened to me professionally a few years ago. I was working on a payroll project at work, and it was very intensive. It involved tracking hours, tracking wages, and lining everything up, and I worked really hard on it. I presented this to my boss, and later on in a staff meeting where his boss was in attendance, his boss thanked him for all the hard work he had put into this project. He didn't correct him. He didn't give me credit for all the hard work that I did. And I never looked at my boss the same way again. And from that moment on, I was very guarded in what I shared with him. So let that be a lesson to you. Do not let others view you in that same way. You may never get their respect back. So I just told you a story about how character affected me personally. And now I want to talk a little bit about what we learned from the reading from Maxwell. So Maxwell tells a story of Bill Lear, who was the founder of Lear Jets. And what happened to Lear was there was a problem with the planes. So he personally took a plane out and flew it himself to figure out what the problem was. Once they figured out what the problem was, they ordered that all the planes be grounded until they could come and fix the problems, repair the problems. So Maxwell tells us that the way someone acts in a stressful situation is often an indicator of what kind of character they have. So for Lear, this couldn't have been a popular decision because it was so expensive to ground all the planes and to go fix them, but it was the right thing to do. Um, but the point was that showing high character can leave such an impression on people, and the impression you leave can either be positive or it can be negative, and it's based on the type of character that you portray. So we've been over a couple of points on character now, both good character and bad character. So now I want to tell you about a time when I feel like I showed good character in a situation. A couple of years ago, I was at a conference, and a vendor that we do business with was also there. He offered to take me and a couple of coworkers out for dinner and drinks. Unfortunately, because we do business with this vendor and we're not allowed to accept gifts, it's against policy for us to do so. So I had to decline the offer. And so a little bit later, the one of my coworkers kind of questioned me on it and said, "Hey, why couldn't we go do that? Why couldn't we go get a free meal and some drinks?" And so I had to explain to him, that it was against policy. We do business with that vendor, so if it got back that that vendor was giving us gifts, then it's probably not going to sit well. So he kind of thought a minute, and then I think he understood. And so for me, that was an opportunity to give a little bit of education to a coworker, to someone who maybe didn't have as much experience as I did. And so hopefully next time he was in that situation, he knows to do the right thing. Maxwell lists something that he calls the four A's of character. They are arrogance, aloneness, adventure seeking, and adultery. The one that spoke out to me was arrogance. And Maxwell says the way to avoid arrogance is to own up to your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, no one is immune to that. But having the courage and the humility to face your mistakes in front of others really says a lot about your character and can go a long way in gaining others' trust and respect. In closing, I hope I leave you with some good information on character, and I hope you take this time to do some self reflecting on the type of character you think you're portraying in your daily life. Again, demonstrating high character is a way for others to view you in a positive light, and that can make you a more effective leader. If you're doing things that make others question you, then that can have a long lasting impression on the way others view you. I'd like to leave you with a quote from the late John Wooden, who was the UCLA men's basketball coach for many years. He said, Be more concerned with your character than your reputation. Your character is what you really are, but your reputation is merely what others think you are. Thank you and have a great day.